Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. I am Jahangir Alam, Partnership Officer and Project Coordinator TV Projects of Humana People to People India, located at New Delhi, India. Humana People to People India or HPPI is a national level non governmental organization working across multiple states in India through our collaboration with the National TB Elimination Program and the National AIDS Control Program. We have been working to integrate TB and HIV services and promote comprehensive person-centered care. Today, I would like to share our experience of integrating tuberculosis and HIV services through existing HIV care platforms and why this approach is so important if we are to reduce TB-related illness and death among people living with HIV. Tuberculosis remains one of the leading cause of death among people living with HIV, accounting for about 1 in 4 HIV-related deaths globally. This is particularly concerning because we already have effective tools to prevent, diagnose, and treat TB. So, why do we continue to miss TB among people living with HIV? One important reason is that TB in people living with HIV does not always present with the typical symptoms we expect. Many individuals may have TB without cough, fever, weight loss, or other obvious symptoms. If we depend only on symptom-based screening, we may therefore miss a significant number of TB cases. As a result, people may be diagnosed late when the disease has already progressed, leading to poor health outcomes and increasing the risk of transmission. Another challenge is that TB screening is not always systematically integrated into routine HIV care and ART visits. At the same time, stigma related to both HIV and TB can discourage people from seeking care early. This is where integration becomes critical. To address these challenges, HPPI worked closely with ART centers in Delhi and the National TB Elimination Program to strengthen HIV-TB integration. Our approach was simple. Use the existing HIV care platform as an opportunity to actively look for TB. We systematically screen people living with HIV attending ART center for TB. HPPI used a 10 symptoms verbal screening 10S combined with chest x-ray for TB assessment. People living with presumptive TB were then tested using rapid molecular testing. The results were encouraging. Between May and July 2026, we screened 1,363 people living with HIV for TB, mainly at 2 ART centers. Among them, 259 were identified as presumptive TB cases. All presumptive cases were tested and 21 people were diagnosed with TB. But there was one particularly important finding. Of these 21 people diagnosed with TB, 57% were asymptomatic, which is significantly higher than the national average. This means that more than half of the PL-HIV with TB we detected may have been missed if we had relied only on symptom-based screening. This finding has an important message for all of us. Absence of symptoms does not necessarily mean absence of TB among people living with HIV. Through systemic screening, better diagnostic tools, and collaboration between HIV and TB services, these individuals were diagnosed and promptly linked to TB treatment. This experience demonstrated that active TB case finding among people living with HIV is not only feasible, but it can also be highly effective in identifying TB earlier, including cases that would otherwise remain hidden due to absence of symptoms. Our experience also provided us with several important lessons. First, routine symptom screening alone is not sufficient for people living with HIV. We need to go beyond symptoms particularly among those at risk of TB. Second, chest X-ray and rapid molecular diagnostic tests can significantly improve the early detection of TB, including among people who do not have typical symptoms. Third, strong coordination between ART centers and the TB program is essential. Screening alone is not enough, but we must ensure that people with presumptive TB are tested quickly. Those diagnosed are started on treatment without delay, and their treatment and follow-up are properly supported. Fourth, every ART visit should be considered an opportunity to screen for TB. We should not wait for a person to develop obvious symptoms or present with advanced disease. And fifth, integrating TB screening and services into existing HIV care platform is practical and potentially cost effective. We already have an established platform, trained healthcare providers, and regular contact with people living with HIV. We should make the best use of these existing opportunities. The broader lesson is that TB and HIV cannot be addressed in isolation. When services operate separately, we risk creating missed opportunities, but when we bring them together, we can identify disease earlier, link people to treatment faster, and provide more comprehensive care. Our experience also reminds us that integration is not simply that combining two programs, but it is about putting the person at the center of care. A person living with HIV does not experience their health problems as separate programs: TB, HIV, nutrition, mental health, or other conditions. They experience them as one life, one health, and one set of challenges. Therefore, our health services must also respond in an integrated and person-centered way. As we move forward, let us strengthen collaboration between HIV and TB programs, expand access to quality diagnostics, and use every contact with the health system as an opportunity to detect TB early. Let us ensure that every person living with HIV is routinely assessed for TB, whether or not they have symptoms. And most importantly, let us ensure that no person living with HIV is left undiagnosed or untreated for TB. I would like to end with one simple message. When we put people, not disease, at the center of care, we can reduce missed opportunities, improve health outcomes, and move closer to ending both the TB and HIV epidemics. Thank you.